So essentially the deck is built around the engine of Cloudpost and Glimmerpost and Vesuva, which is where the deck gets named 12 Post. Actually only plays 10 since recent updates for several reasons, but the whole deck is essentially a control ramp deck where the goal is to stall your opponent and just do as little as possible until you're actually winning the game. I'm William Wingler and I'm playing 12 Post in Legacy. So we play 2 Vesuva, 4 Cloudpost, 4 Glimmerpost, and an Eye of Ugin as our colorless land base that lets us cast and find Eldrazi's. We play Kozilek and Emrakul to search for. Our colored mana sources are 4 Misties, an island, a forest, and 4 tropical islands. Then we have 4 crop rotation targets. We have Bojuka Bog for against Tarmogoyfs, against Storm to get rid of their graveyard if they try and Past in Flames. Khalni Garden's there because it blocks Tarmogoyfs, and if they have an edict effect like Liliana, you could crop rotate for that to save your Emrakul or something like that. We have Glacial Chasm, which is against every aggressive deck. You just get it and you buy yourself like 4 turns at most, maybe 5. Essentially just fogs everything, prevents all damage. And Karakas, which helps us against Sneak and Show. You could put in Primeval Titan, go get Karakas tapped, and then on your next turn return their thing to their hand. So that's the mana base. The core of the deck, we have 4 crop rotations. We have 2 Moments Peace. We have 4 Repeal, 4 Brainstorm, 4 Show and Tell. And the spells essentially in the actual spell section are all either stalling or tutors. And then Show and Tell is just to cheat something into play against combo matchups so you can win faster. Then in our artifacts, we have 2 Candelabra of Tawnos to generate a ton of mana off Cloudposts. We have 4 Tops to smooth out our draws, 3 Expedition Maps to find the crop rotation targets that we might not want to crop rotate for, like Glacial Chasm is much better to Expedition Map for because you have to sacrifice the land when it enters. And then you have Pithing Needle to name Wasteland with. Essentially whatever you need to name. So creatures, we have a whole 6 creatures. We have 4 Primeval Titan, an Emrakul, and a Kozilek. Emrakul wins us the game. Kozilek generally wins us the game against fair decks and draws us a lot of cards if he's not winning. And then we have 4 Primeval Titans that ramp us into a general endgame strategy or against fair decks, just get to attack and kill them. Swan Song comes in against all combo decks, pretty much. It's really good against Sneak and Show. We have Mindbreak Trap for Storm decks. We have Revoker for Death and Taxes, Storm, a couple other matchups. Krosan Grip helps in any Stoneforge matchup. Then you have the 2 Ensnaring Bridge and 2 Karn. Essentially there for the slow matchups. Any fair deck, you're going to bring in an Ensnaring Bridge if they have, True Name Nemesis, Tarmogoyf, anything with 3 or more power, it's generally safe. But if it sticks and you actually get one to stick, it's really good against Rug as well. Karn is for the even slower matchups like Deathblade, Miracles, Jund. He just does a ton of stuff. The deck has a really good matchup against creature decks. Like Sneak and Show is the one combo deck it actually is a pretty decent matchup against because you have a ton of sideboard cards for them, and if like their Show and Tells are dead, and you play a ton of Pithing Needle effects. So Sneak Attack doesn't do anything, Through the Breach gets hit by Karakas if you have Karakas early, and if they Show and Tell first, you're going to put in your Emrakul, and if you don't have Emrakul, you can put in Primeval Titan and go get Karakas to return theirs. So it's pretty well positioned in general. Its worst matchups are probably the combo decks. Essentially, it doesn't have a ton in the way of the main board to interact. So if you play against Storm, my sideboard for Storm is like 12 cards. It garners a lot of attention. You play it and you're doing cool things, and there are some games that are kind of boring because you're sitting there and just fog. But there are also games where your opponent's just like, holy crap, my opponent just hard casted a Primeval Titan in Legacy. That's really cool. People don't really get as mad at you for playing the deck. Like, I know when I played Miracles, some people who might be, they get frustrated and it's just like, oh, you're just counting all my stuff, I can't do anything. So you don't really make the opponent feel like they're being locked out of the game. And you still get to do really powerful, cool things, and like we said earlier, who doesn't like casting Emrakul?